So the girls out here are using the term pick me almost as a slur.
Pick me should.
It's become a new participation trophy to say you are decentering men.
Any woman in this lifetime is to decenter men from your life. And I mean completely decenter them.
Here's a quick and dirty guide on how to decenter men in your life.
But what it's really giving is that you're tired. You're tired of being ghosted. You're tired of him not texting you back. You're tired of pointless casual sex. And basically, if I can't win the game, nobody else can. That's not empowerment. It's called a cope.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Chrissy Comments. And woo! We are here to get the girls mad, all right? The girls are going to get riled up today. And who cares? Why not? Let's do it. Let's go for it. So I have a very unpopular opinion, and I believe the decenter men movement is nothing more than a cope. I'm sorry, I have to call it what it is. It is a cope for us women who are now struggling with the after effects of negative dating culture, poor choices, and now we have to basically say any woman who is seeking a relationship with a man or may even prioritize finding a partner with a man is all of a sudden a pick-me. I absolutely resent that idea. So this all stems from two things. One, I received a comment on one of my previous videos, and it was around basically asking why I feel that Black women should aspire to marriage and children and family, and that my opinion on imagery comes from a very male-centered perspective. And then following after that, I see a video on YouTube from another YouTuber about pick-me's, and the pick-me's are at it again. Look at them, they look pathetic, wanting male validation or wanting to find a mate. And I was like, ooh, I think I see it. I can see it. I'm telling you guys, another government psyop. I swear they are working. The devil is working hard. I really do believe the whole pick me insult and the decenter men movement is a cope, but also this infiltration of the idea that men and women must separate, which does nothing but further divide the Black community, continuously make us single mothers, and I truly see a future epidemic of Black women in their 40s regretting these choices, the choices that they're making now as far as refusing to find a mate or a partner.
And it was well-meaning. Decenterment is well-meaning. Originally, it gave girls game. It highlighted dangerous situations and ways women could keep themselves safe. It highlighted the ways that, already married women are suffering, and told a lot of stories that I feel like the average person didn't know. It just kind of brought to attention the ways that actual pick-me's and male-centered women can be dangerous to other well-meaning women. But pick-me's and male-centered women are a very specific class of dangerous human being, and we need to just leave those definitions where they are and stop blurring the lines and including any person that gets on here or anywhere expressing that they want companionship from a male partner. That does not make you male-centered or a pick-me. Honestly, most of these women, their entire lives revolve around themselves, or their entire lives revolve around themselves and their children, and they're just expressing that on top of all of that, on top of everything I've already given to myself, I would like to have companionship. I would like to have partnership. And every man is not a throwaway. It is billions of us on this planet. Are most men in this dating pool specifically trash? Absolutely. Is the data and the research supporting what we seeing in the dating pool? Even more so. But every single man in the world is not a throwaway. And so some of these really well-meaning girls, nice girls that are part of our community that are probably in hiding right now because of the way y'all bully people, talk about them and berate them when they express that something that they value and something that they want is love, partnership, marriage, and children.
So I know some of you guys are sitting there seething in your seats like, yeah, this pick me, she centers men. All right, no, I center myself too. You can do two things at once. You can center yourself and also center your partner in a romantic relationship. I don't know why everyone keeps conflating the two. But anyway, I want to start with millennials, all right? Millennials, I want to start with you. I fall into the millennial category, and I'm starting with us because I believe I know where all of this started. It started in my generation in the rise of dating apps. Remember, we used to have, what was that called? Oh my God, thank God I forgot the name of it. Tinder, okay, remember Tinder? Man, Tinder! So Tinder started that swipe culture. And what did swipe culture lead to? Okay, ding, ding, ding. It led to dates, and dates led to casual sex. It was nothing more than just this casual sex hookup culture that was created and uplifted by both sides. We had the side of men who were telling us, yeah, it's okay to have casual sex. Of course they were going to tell us that. I mean, they're literally wired that way. And then you had the other side, which were women who were lying to us, saying it's feminism and empowerment to go around and do you and move like how men move. And they knew, those bitches knew we can't move like how men move. I hate to break it to you, and I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I truly believe that there are serious differences between men and women, biological, and what is just in our blood, in our bones, and what drives us. And we were sitting up there thinking we can move like men and have casual sex when we are just not built that way. We create soul ties with people with sex, and it takes a piece of us every time, and that is what happened. And I'm coming from a place of experience. I was one of these women, okay? I didn't date for 3 years because I couldn't stand not getting that text or call back after being with a guy that I knew damn well I shouldn't have been with. And then years later, we collectively as a group, we call it decenter men and say, oh, well, we're just prioritizing ourselves and our career. We were doing that anyway, guys. Like, come get a grip. We were doing that anyway, and we were heartbroken, and we wanted to go into a little group chat, into our worlds of delusion, because hookup culture left us with nothing but stories, bad, negative stories, and unfortunately, it didn't lead to husbands. So we had to cope and say, we decentered men. It's okay to be alone. Life moves on. And if you're getting any value from this video, please hit the like button. Whether you agree or disagree, that's okay. That is what this channel is about. It is to spark debate and have discussions. That's what's wrong with half of y'all today. Nobody knows how to talk anymore. Nobody knows how to even have a healthy argument. So please hit the like button and let's keep going.
The truth a lot of these decenter men content creators aren't going to tell y'all is that their lives still center around men. Decenter men content is still male-centered. Like, the center of their content is about decentering men. And you know who else is in that little bubble? Men. It's not just decentering. That it's going to be different. It was like, oh, decenter everybody in your life, make your life about you, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, oh, decentering a man. It's like, it's still male-centered. Like, you're making content about men. Like, you're just the same as dating coaches. You're literally in the same realm as them.
So, Gen Z, let me get to y'all youngins, all right? I'm going to have to get y'all all the way together because somebody told y'all are grown. I don't know when did that happen? When did y'all become grown? Because you're not. You're completely inexperienced. And, all right, let me not say that. A lot of Gen Z right now are completely inexperienced with dating. And I don't know if it's inexperience with dating, but it's definitely inexperience with real relationships. Okay, that's better. Let me phrase it that way. It's not that Gen Z is inexperienced in dating. It's the fact that they are inexperienced with real relationships. And I can back up my claim. 56% of Gen Z said that they have never been in love. And I feel like, oh, damn, like y'all ain't never had like a real boyfriend, huh? And a lot of them are saying that. A lot of them are hitting the age of 25 now, and they're basically saying, I've never had a real relationship. I've never had a boyfriend.
Sometimes I be looking at like y'all couple pictures and y'all on vacations with y'all boo and whatever, and I just be like, when the is it going to be my turn? When the is it going to be my turn? I just want to experience dating as an adult. I want to be courted as I should be. That's a very frustrated side because, like, I'm 25 and I've never had a boyfriend before. And I'm not trying to rush anything, but like, damn, bitch, when the fuck is gonna be my time?
And so, and that's okay. Like, listen, I'm not sitting up here saying you need to be in love in high school and all that stuff. Like, it doesn't, everyone has their own timeline, but we are starting to see it more and more with Gen Z is just the fact that they literally are going, they're going towards their 30s now with never ever having a real boyfriend or girlfriend. There's a New York Post article that basically kind of says the same thing of how Gen Z is just completely pulling back from dating and relationships and romance altogether. In 2000, 80% of high school seniors had dated in the past year. By 2023, that number had dropped to 45%. So you can see that these relationships that usually start to form in your adolescent years with, I have a crush and he looked at me and that's not even happening right now in your critical adolescent years that a lot of us had experienced, whether that was middle school or high school. And it also goes to say that I thought this was interesting. They are more interested in safety than previous generations, and they may see dating as unsafe given its potential for hurt. And I wholeheartedly agree with that statement or that opinion, because there's something with the Gen Z generation, and the Gen Alpha is even worse. These individuals in this era have this issue with adversity. I think that we look at them being like, what are you crying about? Like, what you crying over that? Like, get yourself together. And right, they want a more safe environment. They grew up saying like, we have to have a safe space everywhere. And so they don't want to be hurt by love and dating and rejection. And that is it. Like, literally, yes, you will love and you will lose. Like, you will have a heartbreak and it hurts. It hurts like shit. But life moves on and you go find somebody else. Like, calm down. And I think this generation just can't really wrap that around their head. They want to stay in a safe zone. They want everything kind of done and moderated for them because they've grown up like that. They've grown up with social media collecting all of this information in one little sitting, and they don't know how to handle that on their own.
Intellectualize yourself out of the human desire to be loved, and that's why I think this entire decenter men, get hobbies instead of dating, it's all BS. And it's coming from people who are too embarrassed to admit how lonely they are out of some shame they feel for perpetual loneliness. I will explain. All over my For You page, and especially my Twitter, over the past 2 weeks, people have been discussing this topic, which granted is a reoccurring topic, that you need to decenter men. That phrase should exclusively apply to not teaching girls that the best thing they can do in life is become a wife and mother, in terms of don't center your life around being an accessory to a man's dream. Right? You should have your own personhood. What it does not refer to, and what I think it's very detrimental to tell single people that it refers to, is this idea that you shouldn't prioritize romantic love, right? Human civilizations across time, almost every civilization has prioritized familial love, platonic love, the love between your friends, and romantic love. It's the stuff that makes up our fairy tales. It inspires our hopes and dreams. We are wired to want these things. Humans are social creatures. We're meant to live in community with one another. We're programmed to love and to be loved. And pretending you can just watch these TikToks or read a couple of books, get out of this human desire, is nuts. And it made me realize so much of the advice that we give to single people is just absolute bullshit. Telling people that a healthy, happy relationship is not something to want feels crazy, because if you are watching this right now and you are in a happy, healthy relationship, you know damn well it is better than being single. Even the best times that I had being single, because there's something about being fulfilled romantically. And it's not something that can be made up for with my friends or my family, even though I have very strong friends and family relationships. It's just not the same. And that's fine. Why do we meet people with such disdain when they say they're lonely, especially knowing the onus we put on women especially to get partnered? This advice is never coming from people who are either really happy with being single or who are in happy, healthy relationships. It's coming from people who are fighting back the tears when they're making these videos or giving out this advice well, actually, I'm fine with my state and you need to be too, because I don't want to hear anybody else talking about it. That's very much the energy that it gives.
So the biggest reason why I did this video is to help Black women understand that marriage and relationships are very important. And you can call me a pick-me. I literally don't care. It is not an insult to me, because I know the difference between being my best self and then also being the best wife that I can be. But it is to tell Black women that you are doing yourself a disjustice, and you're aiding into the psyop of basically them telling us that we shouldn't aspire to marriage, because there's a lot of benefits to that. And our white counterparts figure that out. And I honestly think that's why that demographic has a higher rate of marriage, because there's a lot of benefits that work in today's society, in today's America, being married. A couple of them is, one, just overall improved health. People who are married tend to have better health. That's probably because you're hey, did you go to the doctor? Same thing, better mental health, less stress, which stress will literally kill you. Stress equals physical health too. So when you're able to bear the weight with your partner or your husband, that takes off that stress, that pressure, and the mental gymnastics of always having to do it alone. I don't know about you, but it's hard out here. Having to figure everything out on your own sucks. And marriage helps fill that gap. If you pick a good partner, if you vet a good partner, you would be able to have someone take the stress of finances, mortgage, the kids is acting a fool, you know what I mean? Or my job is acting a fool, my boss. They will help you take on that stress and also help you navigate, plan, prepare, problem solve. And financially, I think it is such a farce when people tell women not to get married, especially I see it a lot. They tell Black women, like, you don't need to get married, you just worry about yourself. Marriage has a lot of financial benefits as well. And this is why I say that we're doing ourselves a disservice when we allow them to tell us don't get married, because what they don't want us to do is get loans. Okay, it's easier for a married couple to get a loan. It's easier for a married couple to go get a business loan, a home loan. Okay, what does that equal? Wealth. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about with the psyop? Married couples usually file their taxes jointly, which can put them in a lower tax bracket. They get tax benefits for filing jointly. What does that equal to? Wealth, inheritance rights. The surviving spouse is automatically eligible to receive 401k, pension, everything basically. It is literally, marriage is a financial stability blanket. And you have to wonder why there's like the corners of social media telling Black women that they must decenter men. No, can't get married. Why? Why would you do that? I feel like there's some nefarious reasons on why you see this push for the decenter men movement, and because it literally goes against our biological nature, our economic interests. So I don't know. You just have to ask yourself who and why is pushing this. Could it just be the fact that we all got ran through and we got tired of dating, and so we were just like, oh, we're decentering men, and Gen Z, they don't know what the hell they talking about, they ain't grown yet? Or could it be a push to truly divide the Black community, and could it be working? Look at our single motherhood rate, right? That's something to think about. Not getting married, having kids in a single parent household leads to negative outcomes versus the other. Let's look at it, So I say it all to say, I'm trying to tie it all in, which is, don't think that decentering men or saying another woman prioritizing a relationship is a pick-me. It really is just that person trying to go along with just traditional social societal norms, and there's nothing wrong with that. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you coping? Okay, do you think decenter men is a coping mechanism, or is it really just women self-healing? We're self-healing. We're putting ourselves first. Yeah, we've always been putting ourselves first. That's what I think. If you think, let me know what you think. That's what I think. We've always been putting ourselves first. I'm not sure why we need a whole movement and why we have to call other women pick-me's, because they may want to prioritize finding a mate or a partner in relationships. It just makes you look lonely and bitter, honestly. And if you haven't watched my last video, I discussed the AI minstrel show and how we might have fed the algorithm some racist imagery. If you haven't watched it, it's coming up right now.
3, 2, 1.